or has that also been either exaggerated or completely made up, to basically out the government for the scumbags they are here in Canada? The inhumane and not even remote, like they're trying to really out your governments as your enemy. Okay, with all of these kind of things, your government's your enemy. Yeah, so everybody's in on it. Okay, this feels like this was a created story. So this, there's a, like, I bet you if you really dug into it, you'd find that it doesn't go too far. Okay, I think it is created. Yeah, this is created, and it'll eventually, other things will take precedent over it here, probably financial things that are happening in the world quickly. So this is quickly moves into like a situation where the whole world is paying attention to something, and it's likely financial or physical. So that could be physical earth changes, but I mean, that could be so many different things: weather changes, floods, things hitting the earth. Like we've seen so many different things that could be. Okay, and that takes us away from this story. But this story just goes so far, and it's actually everybody's agreed to it. So the Marineland has agreed to keep the story going. I think they made up that China was trying to buy them. Like it feels really made up, and everybody's in on it according to that card. So this feels like a white hat op to further out the government. Okay, so that's actually good news. Very good news. Okay, but unfortunate that it is true that we did have, I don't think that government still exists that they're outing. I think they've already been capitulated. Let's hope that's true. And I've been seeing that for quite a few years that that's the case. And I'm hoping I'm right about that. Yeah, for all of our sake, I'm hoping I'm right about that. Now, let's see. So the New York Post reports alien DNA found inside humans was inserted into our genes by aliens. Humans are undergoing a genetic transformation because of it. Okay, very interesting. It's interesting because some people claim the jab is actually creating different things to happen inside humans. And it is like adding an alien component and creating maybe even the humans that took the jab, or several of them, or maybe the boosters, depends. On who you talk, like who's saying, because there's lots of stories going around, but they're saying that it could transform you into basically AI. Okay, so I don't know, is this New York Post trying to get people to really think about these things? Is it outing something that's true? Is it fear porn? Why would the New York Post put that out there? Okay, let's have a look. Are they just getting our attention to, or sort of soft easing us into how involved we actually are with other species, other dimensional or off-planet species, what they're calling aliens, and or even the fact that most of us actually come from lots of different alien groups, right? We were seeded, as it were. Wow. Okay. So many things. So there's the alien card, speaking of, and or other dimensional card, hybrid kind of card. And then I think this is a soft exposure. This looks like a safe and soft expose. This is like telling the normies that we are, that weird times are coming. Truth is going to come out. This is going to completely flabbergast people that aren't sitting around even thinking about aliens and or the fact that maybe we're not entirely who we think we are. We didn't come from, certainly we didn't evolve from apes. Well, that's definitely not true. Ridiculous things like that. Okay, that Darwin guy was very likely a weffer and or a dark cultist for sure, and probably part of the agenda to completely, stupefy and dumbfound humanity. And I don't even know if those are words, but I'm going to say them anyway because they make sense to me. Okay, so truth is coming, and they're preparing the ground because this is going to be huge, transformational for people. So it's not exactly how they're writing it there, but they're preparing you with stories like that. Okay, so that goes along with those day-by-day readings. And by the way, there's a lot of conversation in the community about a bunch of people chiming in on they don't like the day-by-day or they do like it. Cards really do read like that really well, in my opinion, because I've been reading cards for a long time, and I'm going to do that every once in a while because I think it's a good way to look at, like, cards don't really conform well to yes/no questions. They're definitely not built for that. And they're more of a spiritual tool. So it's good to use them the way they were designed to be used. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that. So for those being kind of grumpy about it, you know what I mean? Like, sorry to hear that you don't like it. And I don't do it very often, but I am going to do it every once in a while. And I think it's important, and I enjoy doing it as well. And so do a lot of other people. So, you know what I'm saying? It can't always be just the way exactly you want it. Okay, so yeah. All right, let's see. So we've got third question. Oh, that was the third question. Okay, now fourth. In the end of the 1800s, 2 books were written by Ingersoll Lockwood, okay? And one was called Baron Trump, which a lot of this community has either read or certainly seen videos about, okay? So it's almost like a time traveler came to our time and then went back in time in the 1800s and wrote these books. Okay, so he writes a book about a guy named Baron Trump who has a president for a dad, I believe. Yeah, so it's kind of crazy. And here we have Baron Trump. Okay, and then also he writes the book, The Last President. That was a later book he wrote. Okay, and that's crazy because they say Trump's going to be the last president, at least in the way we do politics now anyway. Now, in the books, so this is what the person is asking that asked this question in the comments. In the books, both books apparently, now I haven't read them thoroughly, I've glanced over both of them, so I don't know this to be true. This is the question in the comments. This person states that in the books, it's written that silver starts out as a really big deal. Like they even call it the Silver Age, similar to the Golden Age. So in the book, at some point, silver's really high and worth a lot of money, and etc. And at some point, it becomes obsolete and worthless over time in the book. In both books, apparently, according to the person asking the question. Now, is this in fact going to happen to silver? So because the books are really signaling a lot of things that are actually happening, okay, could it also be a signal that this will happen to silver? And if that is the case, when? Is it years away, months away? People holding physical silver, they're going to want to know that. And I thought that was a good question because I got a whole bunch of physical silver. That's what if I got any extra, it goes into silver. Okay, so let's have a look. So the idea that silver completely becomes obsolete, and let's get a when on that if that's true. Okay, so is it months, years? Major arcanas would be more indicative to years. Minor arcanas would be more like within a year or months away, or even weeks, depending on what suit. But let's have a look. And I'm going to do the 7-card spread on this one. So this is silver becoming obsolete, like it says in the books. So we've got the 7 of Swords. So that's in the past. It's certainly been a manipulated metal. You bet. It's they call it silver shorting, and it's what shores up. These are all words. I personally don't know exactly what they mean, but anyone who really understands how money works and banks works, they would know these words. Okay, I'm just repeating them because this is what people say. Shorting silver shores up the banks. Okay, and helps them stay afloat, basically, in a very, I think, sketchy and illegal way, in my opinion. And this manipulation of silver has been going on for a really long time. So that's a very accurate card. That's in the past. And it seems to be unraveling now, because when silver hits 50 an ounce, they say it ends their ability to short silver, and then the banks could very likely, or they're on their way to crashing when that happens, and we're less than $1 away from that. So US money, less than $1 away from $50 an ounce. Okay, so this is the past, was very manipulated. The present, still holding on, so it's not been let off any leash entirely, because we haven't gone over 50 yet. Here we've got unnecessary fear, so there could be a fear of that. At some point, there could be a fear. The hidden influence is, or fear porn around that end. In other words, people spreading fear that silver will crash. Okay, now we've got nothing here says it will. Okay, we've got the hidden influences, the 10 of Wands. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on that just to understand what do we mean by that. We've got the 5 of, so that's setbacks and temporary loss. And then this is seeds have been planted, and in its right time, okay, something will blossom, or you will produce a great crop, but not until it's time. So nothing's saying it's going to crash. I'm not seeing a crash, but I am seeing that it could take some setbacks. So I feel like it goes up, and then, but not as high as it could go. And there's some setbacks, and in its own time, it will reboot itself, but nothing is saying it becomes obsolete. I'm not getting that. You'd have to see the Death card, the 3 of Swords, one of these cards, or all of them in the reading, or the Moon, okay, and or even the Tower. We're not seeing any major arcanas. So I'd say it'll take some steps back over time, and then in its own time, really come into itself. Here we've got, and that's really what it's been doing. Okay, it's taken its sweet time. I mean, people have been talking about, I've been getting, it's going to be worth 600 an ounce, and that was like years ago, and we thought it would happen any day. Okay, so that's not been the case, but it's certainly doing how we said it would do it, just not as fast as we thought it would, which could even be a strategy too, to let everybody in on collecting some of it. Okay, so now we've got the 4 of Cups. So something in the background, something's changed in the background that creates silver to stay irrelevant. So this doesn't look like that's true. So the book says that's true, but I'm going to say it won't physically, literally go down like that. Okay, I'd say over the next 3 years, silver's going to be incredibly valuable. And yeah, it'll be long-term. So this is universal timing is in effect a long-term healing to a lot of people's money situations if they happen to buy into it before you can't get it anymore. So no, I'm going to say it could take some setbacks, but then it reboots itself. And yeah, lots of different factors have come into play since that book was written. So I'm going to say that that is not a calm. But that was a great question on the part of whoever asked that question. Thank you. That was a good question. Now we've got the Denmark question. So a lot of people wondering about, so apparently Denmark is deep into the digitalization system of all kinds, apparently. And digital ID is preparing to be mandatory, and nobody's standing up against it like they are in the UK. So it's quite scary. I mean, really scary. Look at this picture. You can sure tell it's AI created, because the person's thumb doesn't make any sense. Notice that. These are the ways you can see AI created visuals. The person's thumb looks like a big long finger. It's really weird. But anyway, I just noticed that. So it's important to notice these things. AI always screws up something on the anatomy, it seems. So important to notice AI created visuals. Anyway, so let's just look at Denmark's descent into this digital ID and all of these systems that are demonic 15-minute cities and all of the WEF stuff. Seems like they're going for it hook, line, and sinker. And according to the people writing, and who in particular wrote this question, they're saying that everybody around them is completely asleep to it, not noticing that every right is being taken away. So it's absolutely scary. I mean, that's got to be scary. So let's look at Denmark. And is that going, like the rest of what I get around the rest of the UK, is that it'll go so far and even look really bad. So will Canada, actually. And then it'll be pulled back just at the last minute, or even if it gets installed, it doesn't get used, like it doesn't go forward as a big system. All of that gets taken off just at the last minute, the 11th hour, as it were, which makes sense to the gut punches and the kind of fear porn we've been putting up with, the kind of psyops we've been putting up with. It does make sense to that could be the case. So is that also the case for Denmark, or is Denmark actually going to have to face this and deal with this or live with this? See what we got. Wheel of Fortune, the Fool. No. Denmark, right at the exactly like the rest of the. So this goes for all of Europe. This goes for the Netherlands. This is what I keep getting, you guys. So I don't always go back into every single country individually, because it's been saying the same thing. Okay, things will get taken off the table or suddenly change for the better. And suddenly we're in a whole different situation where we're planning together going forward to make whole new systems. These things get taken off the table all of a sudden, and it's happening, could even be this month. I mean, it feels like October, November, sometime this year, before the year ends. And and the people will know who their real enemy is through this. Okay, they'll finally wake up, even in Denmark, and it might take them, right up until some big change or event that really puts it in their face. But that's just the way it is. Some places are more heavily indoctrined than others. That's just the way it is. Or maybe it could be cultural too. Who knows? Like they just follow rules better or something, right? So this is just like everywhere else. This in time and universal timing, it's not meant to be something we live with. Humans are not going forward into more slavery. That's being taken down. Okay, so karmically, and it's just not going to be our future. Okay, so don't buy into it for 1 minute. Don't fear it. Don't let it eat away at you. Okay, but that's your best approach. Visualize your life as a free sovereign being, as if it's already happening. That's your best bet. Okay, all right. Now let's have a look at Mother Earth's message from Mother Earth. I thought that was a good one too. Somebody brought that up, and it's a good time to check in with her. And we don't know if Earth is shaped like that. We don't know for sure, but some part of it certainly looks something like what we're seeing there. So what's going on with Mother Earth, and what does she want to say to us? I love it. Self-loving. She's a part of you and you're a part of her. So we're all part of it. We're all part of what we're calling Mother Earth, and she's part of us. Wow. And the lovers. Isn't that interesting? That's a balancing card. This is a truly unconditional loving card. This is a balancing card. Three of Swords. Something really hurtful is behind us. There's been a lot of hurt, even a lot of hurt intellectually. So we've been hurt intellectually. We've been dumbed down, told lies. We've been hurt mentally. It's almost more hurtful what's been said and thought as was because I guess that creates something literal. So thoughts and words have hurt her more than literal things. So that's interesting. So agendas, thoughts and words, how people feel about themselves, how people feel about their own selves, their own bodies, all of that, I feel like, because we're all connected and Mother Earth's part of it, we're all one. I feel like that hurts her worse than physical things we're doing. Okay, so a lot of people say the physical things we're doing, Earth could adjust and quickly change. It's more the things that are being said, talked about, and ideas, and how we're thinking that's hurting, and not physically what we're doing. Physically what we're doing could use adjustment, but it's a lot more harmful what's being thought and said, and all these agendas and lies told to us. That's more hurtful. Wow, that's interesting. Now we've got that Queen of Swords, boundaries. So the Earth is making a boundary just and fair. So these are really interesting cards, and they don't mess around, and they give no quarter. Okay, so loving towards us, but giving no quarter going forward to energies that aren't aligned with knowing that you're part of her, first of all, aligned with your own self and spirit self. I feel like the biggest job, and what it's saying here, is self-love, because that's a way to love Earth, because Earth is, your physical body's like a reflection of the Earth. It's an extension of it and a reflection of it, and somehow connects to it. So find personal balance in your life, self-love, have really good boundaries with the things and or ideologies that have literally been hurting all of us. Okay, and karmic balance is coming. I feel like it's karmic and just. So I think this is just a message from that energy that's, I think, within us and part of us, that balance will be had even if you personally don't get around to it. The Earth's going to balance things out anyway, because it's karmic and just and timely. And I have been getting that for quite a while. Things are going to balance out. They won't stand for this kind of energy anymore. So anybody who means harm, like the pedophiles of the world, the people that use others and deeply care nothing about and think of us as bottom feeders and useless eaters and all of those kind of energies, I feel like they're going to be no longer welcome energetically here. Unless you're for and generous with and believe in abundance, your own personal abundance, and then generous and moving forward in a new way, how to distribute that abundance. So Earth is abundant, and it's not been distributed properly because it's been hoarded by these elites and deletes and these maybe even alien forces or other dimensional forces that have been enslaving us, okay, and using our louche, so our sorrow and sadness, right? Using that energy and also taking any kind of resources for themselves. And Earth's not going to tolerate that. Distribution of resources is going to change completely. And that includes, beautiful areas being open to public again, and things being distributed in a more fair way. So the deletes, we're going to call them deletes, and that small, tiny percentage of people don't have everything that's good here. Okay, because that's just not good karma. That's not a balance. We're coming back to a balance where we're all going to share the goodness of Earth's abundance. That's what she wanted to say. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching my video. And let me know if you see this video up on Facebook. Okay. And I texted you like within 10 minutes. I had texted you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. We got the magician over here.
Uh-huh.
And that's me. So I would be BSing you guys if this was here.
Yeah, it's the opposite. Yeah.
Right. This is my card, but it was over here. And this is, so that's intra. Okay, this is very interesting. We'll have to see what's underneath this. But it can be a communication card, but it can also be tricky. So something could be trying to trick me. So I better be careful, which is great. I want to know, right? I'm going to want to know. Now, here's in the past, we've got the Emperor. So that's interesting. The Emperor. The Emperor. Okay, let's keep that in mind. Wow, Major Arcana is already 3 of them out of 4 cards.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay. This is a very emotional card. And she can be really open and focused. So I wasn't even thinking, see how she's looking that way? That's me at 4:20 in the morning. I was a little sad. She can be a little sad. And I was a little focused on my cat situation. And, they got it so good, but they just can't get along. You know what I mean? So it makes me sad. They're both really loved, fed really well, and they have paradise here. And Betty just can't tolerate the little one. Well, but he has no boundaries. Like he goes right up to her and doesn't respect her boundaries, whatever. But it's like, get over it, you guys. So I was feeling, so this is very accurate too. I was feeling a little, be honest, sorry for myself that I had to do all of this monkeying around to get these like it's every single day since Betty came. So it gets a little frustrating. Okay. And then the magician. So there's a communication reach out, but is this tricky or not tricky? We'll see what's underneath. Here we've got judgment, which is absolutely like a judgment card. I think a lot of people are going to start hearing something, because judgment is a wake-up call.
Right.
Okay, and maybe it's a wake-up call for me with the word interstellar, and maybe because they knew I'd share it. Maybe okay. We've got the Emperor in the past, so that doesn't look like it's coming from devious energies. Okay, if I am being tricked, it looks like it's White Hat Alliance or like the energies that we call Trump and the White Hats or the Alliance. So that's interesting. But not to say they couldn't, they messed with my channel, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And now let all those other channels have all my stuff up there. But I can't go on like, what's that all about?
Yeah.
Pretty sure I don't know why, but I got a few ideas why. Okay. So the near future, we've got the Knight of Swords. So that's interesting because that's all of a sudden now that's a warrior card. And it's the good military card, but it can be also taking fast action on something intuitively and intellectually. It's another way you could read it. So maybe this interstellar might lead to more information. We have to get out there fast. But let's keep reading. Okay, so this is underneath me. So in no way was I even expecting, and this makes a lot of sense, I wasn't expecting to have any of experience. It didn't occur to me when we were talking about it. I didn't once think, I'm going to have that experience with Whisper in the Dark, just because of what I do and how I'm constantly kind of always connecting. I didn't think that experience would come to me. I thought that's going to be for other people who maybe aren't always hanging out in the spirit world like I do.
Right.
I really didn't think, and that's not to say anything one way or the other about anybody's experiences. I just didn't, it didn't occur to me for a second, or I wasn't waiting around for it. I'll tell you that right now.
Right.
And this card says that wasn't even on my mind even remotely. I was worried about my kitty situation and not even thinking of it.
Yeah, thank you for saying that too, because that was part of the preoccupation. Remember, Cliff was also suggesting that maybe people hearing about this or talking about this would front load their experience and them have this, even them think or create this in their own mind, whether they knew it or not even in a malfeasance way, but just kind of like predictive programming, so to speak. That was also part of the hesitation this morning. I said, oh, let's look at this a little bit deeper before we speak on it. So what's that last one there?
That's interesting. So this actually really well aspects that messenger. So it was a message and something maybe I was given to spread around. Okay, so an ace. So they got something they want to get out there. But here's the weird thing. I don't know if Cliff's voice in the dark is coming from the same place where I got this voice, because this looks like it was directed by maybe the Alliance.
Well, Cliff's whisper in the dark thing, all governments around the world freak out. So it doesn't seem to be coming from any officialdom, good or bad. They just don't know where it's coming from and why it's talking to humans and the result of that communication, where that goes down the line. That's why they freak out later on here if you read that thing. Could the Emperor mean something different in the cosmic sense of things? Because you asked universe, generally speaking, what you needed to know. And so we went really wide on that. Could the Emperor mean something overarching at a higher dimension than perhaps the Trump or the White Hats? Or because I know that's your Trump and White Hat card, you pull that all the time, but when we're looking more at 3D stuff, right? What
That's Alliance. That's an Alliance card. But the Alliance is pretty wide, like is like good alien and or other dimensional beings, in my opinion. It includes them.
Yeah. Well, like Q, we've had that card comes off for Q also very often. Okay. Fascinating. You don't have the star card there yet. Okay. So the message then. So it's a message. It's directed at you. It's a wake-up call either for you or for humanity, and they're using you as a vehicle here because there might be swift military action coming up underneath. Is that a good breakdown?
Or we'll need to take action on something we know. Okay.
So our first question here, and I don't know if you want to do clarifiers or you want to do a whole other pull, but if somebody was going to talk to you about Three-Eye Atlas, how would they communicate in one word, Three-Eye Atlas? It would be cumbersome. Although Interstellar might capture that. Are they talking about Three-Eye Atlas right now, or are they talking about the movie?
I think I better get the whole deck here. We got a lot of the big heavy hitters.
Yeah. Vicky Joe says, is the future Janine speaking to the now Janine? I don't think so. It would have been a different pull. It wouldn't be the Emperor in the back if it was Janine. What would you expected to see there if it was you, like a future you?
Yeah, the vibe of it didn't feel like that. I don't think I'm really an emperor type archetype.
Yeah,
I think that
the
maybe
priestess might have been more, or the high priestess,
the high priestess, or maybe the hermit, but then clarified by something else to get us to know that we're not talking about the Alliance now.
Which one is the witchy card? The one with the cat and her legs open. Which one is that again?
Oh, that's the Nine of Pentacles, or the Queen of Wands.
Yeah, it could be that.
Facing and taken on energy front on with the little black cat. So Queen of Wands.
Right.
Yeah, Queen of Wands might have showed up. That could be my own inner voice. None of that came up there.
Yeah. And also, I think we forgot to tell the audience here. I was asking you questions, but I forgot to ask you, is it a male or female voice that you heard?
It was a male, and it was very like matter of fact, with no emotion to it. Not scary though. Didn't feel scary at all. It was very clear in the room, and articulated well, almost like maybe a way a British person would say interstellar.
Okay. So a bit of an accent or a proper accent.
Yeah, a
not
proper
slang.
pronunciation of it.
Right, not slang. Okay. Not necessarily British, but not slang, like not slang American. Okay. Okay. So yeah, let's start there. The interstellar object, right? Atlas, or the movie, or something else. How do you want to pull that?
Yeah, I'm planning on watching the movie tonight again.
Yeah, me too. I'll have to go watch it again. It was a good movie. It's a complicated movie, but it was a good movie.
Yeah.
I liked it. A lot of people didn't like it, but I thought it was good. Somebody says Mark Atwood is messing with you. He's sending voices in your bedroom, Janine. How'd that happen?
No, it wasn't Mark Atwood's voice.
Right.
And if
somebody's
it was,
asking too, did you talk to it? No, there was no communication. No. It was the one word and it was done, no. Right? There was no possibility of communication there.
It just dropped.
It just dropped. That's it. Yeah.
And then I looked, there was nothing there.
Yeah.
And I got right up and was like, oh my goodness. And then was struggling with, should I text Jean-Claude?
Yeah.
This seems really like, oh my goodness, that it was dark. It was a voice in the dark. I was like, oh my goodness. I couldn't believe it, actually. I was pretty surprised.
Yeah. I was just like, I was driving this morning at 7. I was like, Janine's calling me. How's she even up? Like, it must be 3 o'clock there or 4 o'clock. I was like, it must be serious. Okay. So now so just repeat for the audience how you've asked the question and where do you think, like, show us the cards and what's what in here, the movie versus the 3-Eye Atlas thing. How did you ask
we're asking, I asked if it was related to 3-Eye Atlas.
Okay.
And then if the movie card came up and a no around the question, I would have went with watch the movie. Okay, so these are yeses here because we've got 2 major arcanas and a yes in the middle. So I'm thinking we got a 3-Eye Atlas. Something, I think we're going to get more information on it and we need to understand. Maybe people are going to try to say it's not real. Maybe I'll be holding down the fort saying, no, it's an interstellar object. I don't know. Somehow I feel like, and then a lot of people are going to be talking about it, whatever I just got that was said to me feels like a lot of people are going to be talking about it in the near future.
Yeah.
And so there's a mystery around it now, whatever it is, and a lot of cloaking or a lot of mystery, like very mysterious. But this is a really well aspected moon. Usually the moon, if it's neutral or badly aspected, is a very spooky card, dark and or shadowy, and can be about hidden things and deep fakes and like that. But it's so well aspected with the ace here, with the 9 of cups underneath, and it's in a line with the world, which is the best card in the deck. So right. So it's like, so the world, so it's coming to the world. So I feel like 3-Eye Atlas is something that's coming to the world, and it could have a big effect on a lot of people. That's what I think.
And the first pull also is a wake-up call, judgment or wake-up call. So so you're being tasked.
The first card reading we did on it?
Yeah, the first reading, you had the wake-up call. And of course, we're still talking about the same subject matter. So was it a wake-up call for you? A wake-up call for you to give a wake-up call to humanity to pay attention here, that something is going to be unraveled here and we might have to take action as per the first reading?
Okay, this is a take action card on something that gets really murky. So the feeling I get is things are going to get really murky about the information around it. Already I'm seeing that, like it's all over the place. And I feel like I might be, like I might have to be that digital soldier, that warrior, that light worker, whatever, one of them. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of us who maybe helps clarify it or tries to really get to the truth.
Right. So
did
people are
get
asking. Oh,
we
sorry.
did
Go
get
ahead.
that Beyond Mystic was going to be a forerunner in, and I never in a million years thought that I'd be talking about aliens, or I'm telling you,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
it's not my forte. Like I
Yeah.
liked gossipy stuff about the royals, remember?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
kind of like goofy that way, okay? And I apologize for being goofy, but I really am goofy. And I like uncovering like murky stuff about people because I got a Scorpio moon. But did I ever think I'd be talking about aliens and big objects coming to Earth? Never. Okay, it's not something I dreamt I'd be doing.
It's kind of like you and I have been training together for the last 5 years, and we're about to do what we're supposed to do. Whatever, if that makes sense or not. Because for me, my whole show originally, I thought I was going to be talking about ETs, Kundalini, and stuff like that, and all the occult stuff, and it got beat out of me really quickly by YouTube and the algorithms. But hopefully, you and I can come back to it, and we've built the audience for it. Okay. A cool couple of things here. Somebody was just asking again in the chat, Janine, are you sure like it's 3i Atlas? Like, dude, that first row is a triple hell yes, as far as I'm concerned. Right?
Yes.
You have
First,
no doubt.
third, major arcana, well aspected. Sometimes this could make it could be really murky, but the feeling about it, with it being so well aspected, is the feeling about it is it's going to have a lot of mystery. And maybe even it'll be difficult to sort through how much sort of is said about it, like with this card here. That's going to be murky. So maybe it's like it's energetically, or some entities or energies, or maybe even the Alliance, who knows about it, maybe.
Right.
I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just taking a stab at what might be happening. Is they're going to want some people forerunning what it really is, and maybe not, to clearing up a lot of murk around it, maybe.
Huh. Okay, well, at this point, I'm more concerned about the wake-up call or the judgment and the soon-to-be taken action. So I'd like you to do a whole other poll. Do you want to do a pyramid instead? Do you want to do a Kachina knife? Like, we need to get clarity on the wake-up call. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. Depster says, JC will be an interstellar guide. I don't know. I have no idea. Hey, about that too. Sarah had this weird, she says it wasn't a dream, but she thought she was abducted 2 nights ago. And she was fighting really hard because she saw like a mask being put on her face, like I guess to get her to go to sleep or something. And she was like, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. I want to see what you guys are doing. And anyways, she woke up the next day with that in her mind, and she was also bleeding from one side of her one nostril. And so anyways, I'm like, dude, I have to do a show with Janine. So we'll get back to that maybe you and I this weekend. But yeah, she was like, it was really real for her. It was, I think it was, so we were Thursday. I think it was the Tuesday night, sleeping till Wednesday. Yeah, I think it was a Tuesday night. I'll ask her. But yeah, interesting. So how
are you hearing the static I'm hearing?
No.
Besides the flies buzzing,
no.
My phone's making a real staticky sound.
No.
Maybe let us know in the audience if you guys are hearing it.
Yeah, let us know.
Okay.
So how did you ask specifically this? Okay, so I was talking about the judgment, the wake-up call, and the soon-to-be taken action with respect to 3i Atlas. I wanted to have advice on that, or what to expect. This is what you're pulling?
Yeah.
Okay.
So past, present, near future, just to remind you guys how this reads. And then this card's the hidden influence. So something that would be influencing it that'll make a big difference to it, that you might not think about or be knowing about right now. And these two are advice, which is interesting. And the outcome. And then we'll pull 2 more clarifiers and we'll start talking about these guys.
Okay. A bunch of people are asking if Sarah's okay. Yeah, she was absolutely okay. But she kind of woke up pissed off because she's like, nah, I wanted to see and know what they were doing. And I can't remember anything apart from them putting her under. And then, of course, the bleeding nose in the morning. But yeah, she's perfectly fine, just kind of angry. She wanted to see what the hell was going on. All right, Janine.
So the past, we've got the Three of Wands, which is we're entering into all new territory. Maybe we've never been. So as a human race, maybe we've been getting that for a long time about just the times we're in.
Yeah.
And then here's the past, present situation. So safe, manifesting, things are manifesting. There could be a lot going on that we don't know about, because this is saying, like, if we're talking about the world, we're manifesting a better world, it looks like. This woman manifests, and all around her is comfort and abundance. And a lot of people are not feeling that yet. So that's interesting. We're going into a whole new time of this, maybe, is what maybe that's saying. And then
or it's the end of time, in the sense of us thinking that we're alone and that we're going to be in a, like, there's a line in the sand here, and we're going to be kind of in a new reality after Through Atlas appears. Is that what that means?
Or we're manifesting a whole nother, way to be in the world.
Right.
Around, and thinking about it, because knowledge and knowing something is the hidden influence. So truth and knowledge. So we're going to know something we don't know now. Okay. And it might really change things, because this guy, it's a very unique card. That Seven of Wands is very unique. This guy holds his ground, even in situations that are unique, and he's never been in them before, but he just knows that's his one wand that he's defending himself with, is what he does know. He knows this, but he's up against a bunch of information coming his way that he's never been in this situation. So he's defending himself with his own integrity. So he's just trying to stay in a place grounded in his own integrity, but he is in a place where he's maybe never been, or against enemies even he's never had, or entities or energies he's never had. Wands are energy. So there's a lot coming at him. So there's a lot coming at us.
And that's us. Okay, so that's us. That's us. Atlas. That's us needing to be strategic here.
These are us. Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll be defending ourselves with our knowing. So maybe we'll be presented with truth and knowledge that really, really like makes us question. If we think we're questioning everything now, can you imagine, like, if we are really star seeds planted here, if we're if there are underground places developing people that are hybrids, that are absolutely maybe like that Sweet Tooth movie, like there could be so many things going on that we don't know about, and maybe we're about to find out some things that even this group goes, what? Yeah. So we'll have to really you have to stay grounded with this card shows up. Okay, now advice here. So Three of Swords, letting go of something hurtful, or knowing something hurtful to do with children. Okay, that's interesting. Or something hurtful to do with the sun, the idea of our sun, what our sun is, or something that was stolen from us to do with the sun. I'm just saying everything that this could mean. So it could be any one of those things. So the thing about tarot is it could be a lot of things. So you have to say them all in case it's a bit of this and a bit of that. Yeah. So the sorrows around children and infants, but it could also be the sorrows around what's been kept from us from this. Like some countries, I got that the UK and European countries they've been blocking the sun for 20 years.
Oh yeah, they're just admitting now they're doing these dimming the sun experiments, but they've been doing that for a while. Yeah.
Maybe they're not meant to be so gray as they've been for years and years and years, and that's all falsely created. Anyway, I feel like we're going to really find out some things that could, so we're going to need to stay grounded and in our own personal intuitive knowing about who we are, because a lot of things could unravel us a little here coming. with what's presented as knowledge.
You're freaking me out because I'm having Dick Allgaier sent me some of the material they did for their remote viewing on 3i Atlas. He's coming on the show this Sunday night. And in preparation from the show, I've watched 4 or 5 of the remote viewers looking into this, their own personal data, going into this reading. And one of them had something to do with triggering the sun that would affect humanity. That was in one of their sketches coming back. And they were all baffled as to what that meant. And now looking at that card, I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then
stay tuned for that, guys. Sunday night, 8 o'clock here on Rumble. We're probably going to do part of it on YouTube also and on X. Sunday night, 8 o'clock, guys. All right, Janine.
So the outcome is going to be, so a lot of things could be shown to us, but we might, and depending on who it is, a lot of people might not be ready to hear it. So there could be a lot of denial to this, or people completely like, I'm just not. So swords are thoughts and words and information and truths even. And this person is not quite willing to see the truth here. And that's the near future outcome. So a lot of people could be in a lot of denial here. Okay, so this, maybe not this community, but maybe even people in this community, like this could be a bit much. And here we've got the 2 of Swords. So this is the big overview. If you could wrap this all up in 2 cards, 2 of Swords. So that's very soon, because those 2 swords are information's sitting right there. So it's already available. The information's already available. And I feel like if you're emotionally ready, you'll hear it. It'll all depend on your readiness. So how much you're going to receive, it will depend on your readiness. You could hold it at bay if you're not quite ready to know stuff.
Fascinating. Okay. A lot of people are going to ask about timing, Janine. Right now, per the astronomers looking at this, not just NASA, but independent astronomers too, they're all looking at the current trajectory, the speed, and what it's doing. It's going to be around our moon, perhaps just behind the sun, and then parked behind our moon here sometime in the fall season. October, November was the time frame they're giving right now. This wake-up call, us having to be in a different place, strategizing, defending ourselves, is that before November? Is it now? Where are you on the timeline for that? Is it after? Does it take a while to manifest?
The Chariot and the 2 of Cups. Interesting. Chariot and the 2 of Cups. I feel like it'll depend on some things.
Okay.
And this is a traveling card. And also, I wonder if they'll be intercepted by some kind of group who knows they're coming and wants to chat first. Like somehow, like this is like deals, like backdoor deals and stuff. Somebody wants to chat with them when they first arrive, maybe. And then I said, okay, give us a month though, when we can expect to know more about it. And I got this 10, which is October. So the 10th month is October, at least in the current calendar. And then the Empress to give me an idea of the date. So the Empress is 3. So the 3rd, so the first week of October.
Okay. And listen, there's a lot of stuff I've just had to go through here in last week reading about this from the remote viewers. It's going to be a complicated show. Some of it is a little bit weird and some of it is a little bit spooky. Dick Allgaier in his remote viewing said he needed to be exercised after doing the remote viewing. He was freaked out and he thought he had completely missed the target. But when the other guys kind of all gave the reports, they were like, uh-oh. It gets weird. It's the best way I could describe it for now. I'm going to leave Mr. Allgaier to explain here his remote viewing on Sunday night, and I'll try to get a little bit more details on that from him too, other than the stuff that they've already published and provided me for the show. But fascinating times, Janine. So this whole voice to you is playing a role, wake up call, this is coming, pay attention. Basically, that matter of fact kind of sense of it was pay attention. I think is that. Don't be in denial about it. I think would be the advice there. Anything else you want to share in terms of advice, gut feeling about this read here? What does the audience need to know before we bring up our special guest here for tonight?
Just stay balanced and in your, like, really get okay with who are you really, feel your personal independence and freedom, stay really grounded like this guy does. Stay really grounded in who you know to be yourself. Because if weird things happen and we get thrown off a little, you don't want to get away from your center. What keeps you not going unhinged is you keep a real firm grasp on your personal center. Know who you personally are and be good with you and your higher self. That'll ground you no matter what's coming.
And do we have a specific role to play for our friends and families and neighbors similar to what we did during COVID? Or is it an opposite role this time around? Like what's that role going to look like? And do we have the wherewithal to get through it in this community?
There's going to be some bumps, and I feel like psychologically we're going to help people through some rough patches, which sounds pretty much like how I would describe what I've been doing. Like I don't feel like my card readings are so prolific, like they're telling you the future. That's not even the point. It feels more like
prophetic. You mean you are very prolific because you do a lot of readings. What you're saying is you're not what was the word?
Prophetic
about the future.
Yeah, I don't feel that's my job. Actually, I feel like I'm a grounding, touch base, and give some common sense spirit world advice to keep everybody tethered to their soul. That's my job and mission this lifetime. That's what I use my cards for, and that's what my higher self seems to be doing with me. My interpretation. So
in the same way, like people told us at the conference, oh my God, guys, you kept us sane during the last 5 years. It looks like that role continues basically from what you're saying here. Okay, very good. Okay, thank you for that, Janine. Guys, stay tuned for the remote viewing session there on the Wacky Woo on this Sunday night at 8 o'clock Eastern. You don't want to miss that. Up next now are the two amazing co-hosts of Beyond Crystal. You can find them, of course, here on Rumble. It is Meg and Sunny. Meg and Sunny, welcome back to the show, guys. How are you?
Hello.
Good to see you guys on the same screen. How are you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. We just had a crazy reading on 3i Atlas. Did you hear it?
Sorry?
I said we just had a crazy reading on 3i Atlas. Did you hear part of the show?
Yes, and it's a perfect subject for us to be here tonight too, because we're going to be talking about some interstellar gemstones too. So that's really interesting.
Speaking of that, gemstones, guys, very soon here, Sunny is going to be launching a new Pick a Crystal show here on the network. This is just a draft poster for now. I just wanted to share that with you guys. I told you last week that we have quite a few new shows coming up. We just launched a crystal also last week. I did the first show with her here just a couple of days ago. Really fun episode with her. If you haven't seen that, go check that out as well. That's going to be every Tuesday now, moving forward at 5. And very soon here, we're going to be launching the new show with Sunny. Sunny, let me start with you. How's it going with the business? How's the packing? How are the crystals? How are the customers? A lot of people are sending me and Janine and Sarah quite a few emails saying they're so excited to get their new crystals, and you guys are doing an amazing job. How are you holding up there with that new business?
Great. I enjoy it. I like being in my own little crystal cave and doing things on my own. I've gotten really quick at packaging everything, and a lot of the crystals that we've been selling lately are high quality, smaller crystals. So those are easy to work with. So I like that.
Very good. Janine and I, for this occasion tonight, we're both wearing our Moldavite. So I have a pendant. I have my ring. You guys too? Okay, that's hilarious. I just felt before the show, we're going to be downloading some crazy stuff with a 3i Atlas. So let's wear a moldavite. And I feel absolutely crazy. This whole hand is numb for the last 30 minutes. I don't know what's happening. It's pretty wild. Meg, how are you feeling?
I am on a cloud because we just spent all day around a lot of moldavite. We bought a lot of new moldavite today. So we visited a supplier that we hadn't seen in years, and we kind of rekindled a relationship of someone we hadn't seen in a long time, had some great talks, learned some more about the moldavite, got some really cool freaking new pieces that we were not expecting. So, and it's also a very magical day today. We have exact Uranus sextile Neptune today. And we have not had that aspect since 1968. And we won't have it again until 2137. So we're speaking today with two of the outer planets, Uranus, actually, that rules ETs, interstellar objects, anything having to do with outer space, sextile Neptune, divination, everything Janine and all of us do. So it's a very magical day and very grateful to be here with you guys.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that. Oh, what's that, Sunny?
I was going to say it's very synchronistic. This whole subject that you guys were talking about, the Neptune sextile Uranus with the moldavite, and moldavite is a stone of like rapid synchronicity and transformation. So I'm really not surprised. Also, with the moldavite, the supplier that Meg was just talking about, this guy is actually from Czech Republic, which is where the moldavite is from. So he works directly with the miners and chooses all the pieces by hand. So they're really special pieces that we have right now too. So I'm just not surprised at anything that's happening today. If moldavite's around, things are just going to fall into place and make sense and kind of just keep blowing your mind over and over and over.
Janine and I didn't know you guys were going to talk about moldavite tonight. We know we're doing the Starseed collection. I can't wait to get into that, but that's funny. Yeah. Janine, why were you tuned into moldavite? Why did you bring that up just before the show? Was it the 3i Atlas and the Whisper in the Dark? Was there something else that got your attention?
Well, actually, I knew the girls were coming on.
Yeah.
And I knew they had that new collection. And one of the stones, by the look of the poster, looks like it's moldavite, and it would make sense.
Oh, there you go. Okay, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I was honoring their work they're doing, and just wanted to show off my moldavite,
Love it. Well, I haven't worn mine in over a year, and I'm feeling giddy about it. It's honestly kind of weird to wear it tonight. Guys, you have a brand new Starseed Crystal collection here on the scorplingshop.com. I'll bring the link down for the audience members to go check it out. What's this crazy new creation here, and how does that tie in to everything that's being asked of us right now, not just by 3i Atlas, but all of this information we're getting now from Galactic Center? We're all above the galactic plane now. We've crossed the M9 point a little while back, and it appears that we might be crossing M10 sometime this fall, meaning that all of our solar system will be above this galactic plane now, receiving more energies from Galactic Center. And you guys are seemingly using the astrology, your own intuition, with all these cool new products and packages you're putting together at the Scorpling Shop. What's behind this one? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
All right.
Yeah, so a month and a half ago, we felt really strongly. We had some things in the pipeline of different collections we want to do throughout the year. And then very Uranian unexpectedly, we felt, you know what, we actually need to do a starseed collection. And that ties into the astrology because Uranus is finally getting out of Taurus, which has been his fall position, his weakest position since 2018. That's been one of the reasons why everything has been so messed up and unstable. And now in Gemini, so we knew astrologically that something would be happening where either a new planet was going to be discovered or an interstellar object or a new comet or something galactic going on. And that the Starseed Crystal Collection would help us to tune into those energies of the new vibrations. Like you just said, JC, us now in the photon band as we're entering the age of Aquarius. So we felt that very strongly, but we knew some of these pieces, and I can see people in the comments are saying, moldavite can be one of the more expensive stones. The tektites are more rare. And we knew it would be harder to get, but we felt very strongly intuitively, no, we need to do this. We need to invest in this because it feels like it needs to be shared with our like-minded community. So yeah, it's very special and we're really excited about it. And for both Sunny and I, Moldavite, and I don't mean to speak for Sunny, but we're like best friends, so we know everything about each other. Both of us for Moldavite, it completely changed our lives when we started working with it. And I think we started working with it, was it the same year? For me, it was 2012. For you, it was like
it was
2013 or something like that.
I got my first around that same time, and I've lost 3. And then these last 2 that I bought with you guys, I've had probably for the longest time in my own possession, because the first 3, I kept losing them. It kept disappearing. I don't know what the hell happened. Is that normal?
Yeah.
Yep. All of my Moldavites, they've all disappeared.
Yeah.
I've also
Really?
given them away. Yeah, I had the memory today. I'm like, did I lose all of them? No, I also give them away a lot. Like I'll be with someone and I'll just get this rush of a feeling of, you need to pass this on to that person. So that's happened a lot of times too. But yeah, it's one of the highest vibration stones out there that does disappear and reappear. Sunny has a very freaky story about that, actually.
Do you want to tell it?
Share a story?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because this pendant that I had actually belonged to Meg at first. And then when I saw Meg wearing it, I was like, that's mine. I know it's mine. It's going to be mine one day. I'm not going to say anything. And so, yeah, Meg ended up giving it to me like a year later. And I had it, I wore it a lot every day for a few years. And then I remember taking it off while I was at Meg's. I was visiting Meg and I took it off. And then I lost it. And I was like, where did this thing go? Like, I'm very meticulous with my things. I'm a Scorpio. Like, I know where all my things are. If someone moves something like an inch, I know, don't touch my stuff. Like, I know where all my stuff is. So it was very strange that it just like disappeared.
Yeah.
And a couple of weeks later, I was walking home from a nail appointment. I was getting my nails done. And I was walking down a part of my street that I didn't usually walk down. And all of a sudden I just stopped walking and I looked at the ground and the Moldavite necklace was right at my feet on the ground up the street from my house. And I freaked out. I went to call Meg right away, but my phone died. So I like ran home and charged my phone. I was like, oh my God, like, how is that? I don't even understand that. Yeah, it's interdimensional. Crazy. It's interstellar and interdimensional.
Even today, if I could just say, pop in that all the Moldavite we just bought took us on a joyride through downtown Toronto. Like it wanted its energy to be shared through Toronto because we had to go to North Toronto to get it. And then something was being weird with the maps and we were going down all these roads we'd never been on. And we were like, what's going on? Is this a weird retrograde moment? And then we tuned into it and we're like, no, the Moldavite is sharing its energy with all these streets and really heavy places downtown.
Yeah, you never know what people are going through too.
Exactly. It's really powerful.
Yeah.
Like, can I tell you one story weird? I went to Isetti Ranch. This is probably, I went there twice. Once with Sarah and then Joe Cosmides, Jason Four and his wife. And on one of those 2 trips anyways, I was going through the airport and you know how you're doing the queue to go through security? It's kind of like this cattle call kind of lane, whatever. And every time I would go up and down the aisle, I could see people were kicking up a necklace. I'm like, oh, there's like somebody's like dropped a necklace and everybody's walking and it's just being kicked up. And I saw it like 4 or 5 times as I'm going through this maze. And then finally I get the security and I'm like, oh, I'm taking off my belt, taking off my watch. And then I start to take off my chain. I was like, where's my chain? I'm like, fuck, it was my chain that it was like I was looking at it the whole time. It was so weird. Anyways, and I was past security. I'm like, oh, it was meant for somebody else. So somebody surely picked it up there. But anyways, it was weird. Let me ask you about this Starseed collection. And I want to get Janine also to pull the cards on this. A lot of people are looking at crystals now. They're new to this concept. Some of people here are very old to this concept. They're very adept. They're crystal whisperers in their own right as well. But in this particular case of what the collection you've put together here for the Starseed crystal collection, are you mainly looking at this as a protective toolkit, as a healing toolkit, or as a growth toolkit? And if so, why? If it's all of the above, explain here how people can use these particular stones here and why you were so guided to put them together. Let's start with you, Meg.
Well, all of the above. First of all, so the Tektites, so we have 4 space gems in the collection: moldavite, columbianite, Libyan desert glass, and black tektite, and 2 earthborns as well, amethyst scepters and laser quartz. And with all our collections, you guys, we intuitively feel out what needs to be a part of it. So we did feel there were 2 earthborn ones that also wanted to be a part of it. And really, I think the main thing, and I'll let Sunny speak as well, is it's a support for us star seeds and light workers at this time. It's interesting, if you've never worked with moldavite in particular, which is like the most potent one out of all of them, that's why we always freak out about it. But really, any of these, there can actually be a little bit of an adjustment period. I definitely had that. Like actually the first year that I had a moldavite, my face would get all red. I would get a little bit lightheaded. I had to take it in strides. Now it actually feels really grounding and like calming for me. So the energy can actually shift in time. It's something you kind of need to adjust to. So our intention with it is it's supportive for us woo-woo people at this time as we're navigating a matrix world that is dying and these very high celestial energies that are coming through, that we're grounding onto the earth. At least for me personally, as a starseed, I feel my mission is to help bring heaven on earth, bring the cosmic energies on earth. And we need to be grounded to do that. We can't like be all up in space. So these gems help us to do that. They also are highly protective. Like you said, JC, negative energies cannot stand being around these crystals at all. So in particular, the moldavite, actually all of them are really protected. But yeah, the moldavite and the black tektite in particular. And they also help us to move through evolution faster or quicker. So you'll notice that some things that may have taken you a longer time to go through, different blocks or challenges, these gems help you to move through them quicker, go on to the next thing, put your energy in places where it's more in alignment.
Right. Well, that's very positive right now with everything going on. Like the quicker we can deal stuff, process stuff, integrate stuff, and move on to the next one, as Janine was just pulling, is going to be a rapid fire of changes to the point to where we don't recognize our world, right? So we need all the help we can get. Sunny, what's the highlight here for you in the Starseed collection?
All of it. We did make bundles. We have 2 bundles. We have one called the Orion Starseed Bundle and the Sirius Starseed Bundle. And to go back to your question before, yes, all of the above, and certain ways that you can use these. I really like the bundles because they're kind of like toolkits. So you get 3 stones, and they're for specific purposes. So yes, you can hold them, you can carry them, but also you can do, crystal healing on yourself or crystal healing on other people with these 3 stones. So in each bundle, there's a tektite, an amethyst scepter, and a laser quartz. So laser quartz is really precise with healing energy, like going into the etheric body and like really clearing and healing and aligning everything and cutting things away. And like they're very precise healing tools that have been used for centuries by like priests and priestesses. And the amethyst is really great for trusting yourself, trusting God, trusting a higher power, and opening yourself more to all of the spiritual phenomena, like you're strengthening your intuition and getting to know yourself really deeply. And then the tektites are really good for the shadow work, is like showing you what's no longer working for you, or what's holding you back, or what you really need to face and to go through. And like Meg said, working with tektite, it's like a fast pass kind of to something like, I guess, like karmic healing, that's something that could take maybe lifetimes for you to learn or to go through. The tektite kind of, the energy is so high and so profound that that's why it's kind of intense when you're first working with it. Like we all just agreed that working with moldavite at first was like, whoa, we got to take it off here and there. It's because it's really rapidly showing you like all of these things that are possible, all these things that you are, and so much that can change. And they are very positive. They are very protective. But I do just want to say that when you're working with the tektites, you may experience something that could be like scary or could make the fear come up, but it's not because that the tektite is bad. It's showing you something that you're holding within yourself still that needs to be seen or that needs to be transmuted. So sometimes you might have a nightmare or you might see something scary, but it's not because the stone itself it's bad. It's actually like purging that from you.
Can I say
It's
something?
reminding me of the I used to work with a Reiki grandmaster when I took my Reiki classes, and she had attuned me to Apache tears, which are very similar in energy to these tektites here. Fascinating.
Yeah.
Meg, you wanted to add to that as well?
Yeah, sorry, just something really quick. I was
Go
telling
ahead, yeah.
Sunny when I woke up today that I had the most vivid dream I have had in years. So I've had what a lot of our community has had the past few years, where I used to lucid dream like every single night. And Sunny and I, oh my God, we could do a whole show about this, but Sunny and I have some sort of connection where we've had the same dreams and we've woken up in the morning and we have the exact same dream. But that hasn't happened in a while. I don't know if I've been protected in my dream time since the whole pandemic. I haven't had a lot of really vivid dreams in the astral, but last night I had this really vivid dream where I had been attacked. So, and I had the tektites around me, like Sunny was saying. So I had this dream that I had been attacked, but there was no pain at all. There was no fear at all. I was brought to a hospital with all these gashes where I should have been dead. But I was just walking through like, no, I'm fine. And they're going to fix me up. And there was a whole council of people. So Sunny's right. There's situations that can come up where it's like, okay, what the heck is happening here? But there's actually a big transmutation or reversal of karma that's maybe come up. So I felt like that when I woke up from the dream. I was like, maybe I just really cleared something big where maybe I got killed in a past life or a parallel life. It can get really, really trippy.
Yeah.
I had
Sunny, you were smiling also. You reacted when I said the Apache tears. Did you want to add to that as well? Go ahead.
Yeah, well, Apache tear is a type of obsidian, and tektites are, and obsidian is glass, and tektites are also glass. So it's funny because in Beyond Crystals yesterday, Meg and I were talking about how the obsidian energy is actually really similar to the tektites, especially the darker ones.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Guys, if you haven't seen the show, go check it out. Beyond Crystal, 6 p.m. Eastern. Okay, Janine, let's have you pull some cards here. Meg, do you want to ask a specific question about the Starseed collection? Do you want to focus on perhaps some of the groupings? Where do you want to start? We're trying to get some alignment here so that perhaps we're asking in the name of the audience members who are interested in this but are not sure which way to lean on this. How would you phrase a question for Janine and Meg?
Maybe what does our community need to know for anyone that's feeling called to work with these tektites, celestial gems that you may already have or ones that we have at the Scorpling shop? What's the guidance? Because it is a really, really big energy. And like you said, JC, there's so many, it's protective, it's positive, it brings synchronicities, it helps us tune into 3i Atlas. So what specifically do we need to know about it in the next few months, maybe?
Okay, very good. Janine?
Oh my God.
Ooh.
Holy, whoa. Look at these two major arcanas right off the bat.
Wow.
So the Wheel of Fortune. So changing something. You could do a lot of fast work that you've been working on long and like lifetimes of work that you've been slowly grinding through. You could move it through a lot faster, which makes a lot of sense to Moldavite because and I mean, I've never worked with those other ones, so I don't even know what they're capable of. But just wearing this, it speeds up my perception of things. Like my mind works faster when I wear it. And I had to get used to it. Like you were saying, I think it was Meg was saying, it took her a while to get used to it. When I first started wearing it, I'd have to take it off and then put it back on again. It was right at the beginning of the pandemic. And actually, the guy that I used to work with, so a lot of members out there that used to watch my Sending Ravens and Tarot by Janine on YouTube, Guy gave it to me. Like it was from him. And I hadn't even heard of Moldavite. And it speeded up everything up. I think it helped me get on board with my life mission here. So that's what it can do, these groupings and these stones. Depending on them, I think you need to be very intuitive about which ones will work for you. Not each one could be different for everybody. Like each stone is a medicine in a way, and you add it to your medicine bundle because you intuitively feel. So just try to feel out intuitively. If you draw cards on it or use your pendulums or just your intuitive knowing, try to feel out which ones are going to work best for you or which groupings are going to work best. Yeah, and take your time choosing, because they're literally tools. So they're not just pretty little stones. They're literally tools. And for some people, some won't work the same way they're going to work for somebody else. So each one is very specific to your energy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, so everything's about quickening. So when you get the right combinations of stones and the right stones for you, it's about quickening, and it'll absolutely help. Some people free them literally from their past and things that have been bogging them down. They're help you get to that place we all want to get to here.
Wow, that's beautiful. Okay, somebody's asking, is there a discount code? There should be a discount code. Meg, is there a discount code? Okay. What's the discount code?
Beyond Mystic. Always beyond.
Let's say it all together.
Beyond Mystic.
That was good. I have a question for you guys. So this was great advice, Janine. Thank you for that. And folks, again, please do check it out and support Sunny and Meg here at thescorpionshop.com. Beyond Mystic is the coupon code, 10% off there. The links are in the description box below. Now, I have a personal question for either or both of you here. I had one of those crystals. It's not in your list yet, although one of them is very similar in nature, which is your Libyan desert glass. It was golden azeztulite. A teacher gave me that maybe 10 years ago, and it was very, very, very impactful for me. Have you ever worked with that stone as well? Either of you? No? Okay.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's a rarer crystal. You don't really see them that often, but yeah, no, I've never actually personally worked with it.
Yeah.
But isn't it one of the stones of the Age of Aquarius?
I think
that
so.
Robert Simmons channel. So there's a guy, shout out, if I could just do a little shout out.
Yeah.
Robert Simmons, who basically brought Moldavite to the Western world and started the whole basically trend of it in like the 80s or the 90s. So shout out to him. And this is an awesome book he has. And he talks about, he has a book called, he has lots of books, but one called The 12 Stones of the New Consciousness or something. And I think azeztulite is azeztulite.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
You're
ones.
absolutely right.
Yeah.
There you go. Azeztulite Awakening by Robert Simmons. You're absolutely right. There you go. Yeah.
That's one of my vibe ones for sure.
Yeah. That thing, man, I'm telling you, we could do a whole show on the transformatory nature of it, to the point where Sarah was also seeing me in different incarnations when I was wearing it. And I would like really trippy stuff, man. And so I would get clarity on some of these big arcing loops, like karmic loops. Like I would, man, you can wake up in the morning and go to the washroom and look at the mirror, and I would catch myself like, who's that? Like, dude, it was a super crazy stone. It was this, what was her name? Indigenous from Canada. She's a shaman. Anyways, I forget her name.
You guys are getting nice gifts. Janine got a nice fat Moldavite. You got
Jacinth is her name. There you go. I forgot her name. Jacinth, dear friend Jacinth. I haven't seen her in a couple of years. She moved to Kingston with her daughter, and I haven't seen her since. But anyways, hello to Jacinth if you're watching the show, and thank you for that azeztulite. It did indeed.
Did you lose it?
No, I still have it. It's on the side of my bed. I keep it on the side of my bed. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And can we just, JC, can we just talk really quick too about some of the history and lore of Moldavite? Because it's really, really interesting. So Moldavite has been worn by people for tens of thousands of years, going back into ancient times. You can find Moldavite pendants and Moldavite pieces in a lot of different ancient burial sites and even sacred sites. And what's that Venus statue called?
Venus of Waldorf.
Venus of Waldorf, with which Janine, we talked about on our Navigating the Woo this past week. And Janine made a beautiful, Janine, okay, you wouldn't made this amazing painting of it.
Really?
It's crazy.
That's
yes,
cool.
Janine is like an amazing painter. I didn't even know that until this week.
Wow.
What's her name? Venus of
Waldorf.
Waldorf. She was found with Moldavite pendants when they found that goddess statue.
That's
The
amazing.
Holy Grail might have actually been Moldavite. It
Either
might,
made of Moldavite or had Moldavite like inlaid
in
into it.
or, and I'm not saying it wasn't a chalice, but whether it was a chalice or not, Moldavite was somehow involved. Because if you look at the ancient writings on it, a lot of people describe it as, and I'm going to butcher the exact words, but a stone that came from space that is emerald.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's nothing else like that other than Moldavite. And
You're literally wearing something that came out of space. Yeah, I know.
Literally from outer space. And the
Yeah.
Holy Grail, connects you to your destiny and your highest timeline and has healing energies. And Moldavite does the same thing too. It brings that rapid transformation to put you on the right path. And I experienced that totally.
Green also connected to the heart chakra. I remember a lot of shamans using this green also to connect with the Merlin energy. So I don't know if Merlin was also using Moldavite at the time. That's fascinating to you. Sunny, you were going to say something? Go ahead. I'm sorry, there's a little bit of a lag. I don't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. I was going to say, I really like Libyan desert glass. I love Moldavite, but my favorite tektite is Libyan desert glass. And Libyan desert glass is even older than Moldavite too. It's like 30 million years old, and it comes from Egypt and Libya. And yeah, the ancient Egyptians were working with it. It's on King Tut's, what's it called? Esophagus.
Sorry, I can never say that.
Is that the word, esophagus?
Yeah.
They're like carved into scarabs in ancient Egypt. When you look through the tombs and find their treasures, I can't think of the words right now, but yeah,
how do you use it for yourself? Where do you apply it? What specific task would you give it when you're working with Libyan desert glass?
So Libyan desert glass, I find for me, like Janine also mentioned that every stone is different for everybody, and it's true. But for me, I find that Libyan desert glass is actually more like a little bit more chilled out than Moldavite. It's still just as powerful, but it's not like super rapid. I find it to have like a maturity about it, and it's very grounding. It kind of just like calms you down. It's just like, so I like to hold it. I like to sleep with it. I like to wear it in jewelry, especially. I find that it's very protective. I think it's great for children too. I think all tektites are great for children. Maybe Moldavite, maybe you gotta watch over them when they're babysitting them when they're using it. But the Libyan desert glass it kind of just like helps you let go of what you cannot control and like really puts you into what you can control and what you're actually here to do. So it kind of just like washes away the bull crap, the things that you worry about, the things that you're afraid of, the things that you're trying to hold on to or to get to happen. That all kind of just washes away as soon as you hold the Libyan desert glass. And I find that the Libyan desert glass is so radiant. It has such a radiant and like positive, sunny vibration that if I'm holding it and I'm with you guys, like everybody is going to feel the effects of the Libyan desert glass. That's how powerful it is. And it's a great stone for putting you on your right path for your career or like bringing you closer or deepening your wisdom for your own, like what your own gifts are, what you were born to do. I don't know. What is that?
Thumbs down. How'd that happen? Creativity also, solar plexus, that energy, very fascinating.
It strengthens your gifts for sure.
Yeah. Let me
it has
ask
royalty to it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Let me ask Janine also if she has a story to tell about her Moldavite. And while Janine tells that story, everybody loves Janine's stories. I'm going to ask either Meg or Sunny if you can bring up Janine's painting. A bunch of people are asking in the chat if we can share that. Could we do a share screen? Do you know where it is, where we can grab it maybe?
I don't have a copy of it.
I have it.
Where do you have it, Janine?
I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's wait till Janine goes and gets that painting. That's it.
JC, do you have Libyan desert glass, Colombianite, or black tektite?
I have Colombianite. I have Libyan desert glass. I bought with you in
Arizona.
Arizona. I had some before. What was the other one you asked?
Black tektite.
Black tektite. No, I don't think so. No, that's what I'm saying. It reminds me of my Apache Tears, but I don't have black tektite. I don't think so.
Well, we'd love to send you a black tektite. If Sarah doesn't have any of those, we'll send her some. And Janine, whatever you don't have, we'll love to send you some as well.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Janine. Where's the painting? Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Can you see the whole thing?
Yeah. Oh, you said that to me earlier yesterday, Janine. Okay, that's the one you're talking about. Okay.
That's awesome.
Janine, tell us what this is. What are we looking at?
So I just was so inspired by that carving that I painted her to be like alive. Of course, she's from we could probably look up the statue itself and see if it looks anything like it. And the word Venus is in the background because she's obviously a Venetian goddess of some kind. And she's like obviously been a mother many times over. She has the same kind of belly as my mom and my grandma. And my mom had 7 children. And my grandma had birthed 18 children. She has the very same kind of breasts as they would have after all those many children. But anyway, so she's like the goddess, one of the divine feminines. I just love her energy. So I decided to get colorful with her, right?
Yeah.
Was it Waldorf or Willendorf?
Willendorf.
I can't even say it. Willendorf. I don't know.
Do you want to bring up the poster on your side, Meg?
Yeah. Do you know where this was found, Sunny?
I can't remember.
I can't remember what country they found it, but they found it with Moldavite pendants. And Janine, it looks just like it. It's amazing.
So cool.
Yeah.
That's like the first goddess statue that they can date all the way back. That's like the first goddess statue in existence.
Yeah.
Huh. Wow.
I like how her arms are just resting on her breasts, like over the top.
Yeah. Coco says, wow, Janine, thanks for sharing. Thanks, Coco. Hey, guys, don't forget to watch Coco, the Coco Show tomorrow. She's going to be having Crystal on. I think she's going to be in the hot seat tomorrow. You don't want to miss that on the Coco Show tomorrow. Wow. Cool. All right, guys, you want to give away some prizes to the audience too? What do you think?
Yay! Yes.
So, okay, in terms of the Starseed set, do you want to do a set? Do you want to do a crystal? What do you want to give away tonight, Meg? Asani, what do you think?
Definitely a Colombianite.
Okay.
And
everybody needs a Colombianite. Well, let's start with that one.
Yeah, Colombianite and black tektite we can do.
So 2 different people or both going to the same person? How do you want to do it? So 2 questions?
2 different people.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just do this too because, okay, alchemical reaction is the last text right now in my Discord chat for the IAP. So which one do you want to give alchemical reaction, Megan City? The tektite or the Colombianite?
Colombianite.
Colombianite? Okay, so alchemical reaction, congratulations. Colombianite's coming your way. Just send me an email there at Beyond Mystic, and we'll get Sunny and Meg send that to you. And the next one right underneath is Sister Nobody. So Sister Nobody is getting the black tektite. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, cool. Congratulations to both of you. Yes, please send me an email there. You guys know how to reach me, of course, in the IAP. Now let's go to the live chat on Rumble. Do we want to do another crystal? Do you guys want to do? I do have a pyramid also from Carla, or do you want to do another crystal first? What do you guys think? Up to you. Either way works.
Maybe I don't know.
I don't know.
How about one of those yellow tektites? No.
Okay, sure.
Libyan desert glass, yeah.
Lizard, yeah. Like, okay, that's a crazy one. Okay, so what's the question for the audience members for that one?
I've got it.
Slide. Hold on. I'll go to this one here.
What's older, Moldavite or Libyan desert glass?
Oh, okay. Hope you guys were paying attention. So, what's older between the Moldavite and the Libyan desert glass? While we wait for that to populate in the live chat, guys, please do go and check out the scorplingshop.com to see all of this collection here from Sunny and Meg. Use the coupon code there, Beyond Mystic. We'll give you 10% off. If you're looking also to have a consultation with Meg, you can find her on beyondmystic.net there on the consultation page. And also, this really cool eclipse season workshop. Meg, tell us about that for people who are not aware what's happening here with this September 25 eclipse season here.
Yeah, so time feels so weird. That feels like a month ago, but always
I know, right?
It was just 5 days ago. So yeah, this past weekend I filmed I always love to do these eclipse season workshops every 6 months with the eclipses, and I do my in-depth exclusive predictions for the eclipse seasons, for the whole collective for that season, but also the effects for the whole next year ahead. And some of the things I mentioned, we're already starting to see happen. And also the predictions of how the 12 sun, moon, and rising signs can best work with the energies of the eclipses for the whole next year ahead. So thank you to everyone that joined in. We always have lots of fun. There was a little bit of like a technical issue for the first 30 minutes where there was a few times where I cut out for a few seconds, but it got better after the first 30 minutes. So if you're watching it, it goes away, that little
It goes
issue.
away. Don't worry. And guys, there's no prerequisite. Of course, you can watch this if you haven't seen the previous workshops on the eclipse seasons, and you don't have to have taken the astrology class, although it does help, but it's pretty much standalone. How long did this one go for, Meg?
Almost 4 hours.
4 hours. Great workshop, guys. Check it out. Go on the Academy and check it out and support her there. Okay, so let me go back to the live chat on Rumble. Let me know when to stop the feed, guys.
Stop.
Marilyn Sue, I guess.
Ooh.
Marilyn Sue. There you go. Libyan Desert Glass. Yes, that was the correct answer. It's the oldest one of the two. Marilyn, if you go to beyondmystic.net, top of the page, go to the About section, hit that tech support form, just send me an email there, and we'll get that out to you in short order. While you're there, also, please do go check out the amazing soaps here by Aline at floraninfarm.ca. There, of course, if you use the coupon code BM10, you'll get 10% off of these amazing soaps. Guys, that's it for tonight. Anything else we missed with the crystals? I'll start with you guys. Any other advice here on how to deal with crystals, how to choose your crystals, how to cleanse your crystals? Maybe a lot of people are asking, what do I do with this stuff? Like other people have touched my stuff and I want to take their energies off. What would you do? Sunny, Meg?
I like to sing to my crystals or just literally ask them and visualize them vibrating at their highest frequency. So that's the fastest way to do it for me. And also I like that I'm using my own energy in connection with, God, the higher power to draw it in and literally look at the crystal. And I say, I ask that you vibrate at your highest frequency. And I kind of just like hold it in my hand for a bit. Maybe I'll blow on it or sing to it. And that's my favorite way of cleansing crystals is sound, my voice, energy.
That's good, actually. It's very personal. People put them in the sunlight or the moonlight or wash them and stuff like that. I like to do a magic 3. So basically, like Janine sometimes does with her card decks, like she'll kind of like put her energy in the cards. So I do like 1, 2, and then 3. I push my energy all the way through the crystals to push everything else that's not mine or to my best interest. So that's a physical way to do it as well, if you guys want to do that. Janine, before we, what's that?
So that's very Aries of you.
Of course. Duh. Okay. Yeah, you got me. Okay.
Yeah.
But it works for me anyways. Janine, what a crazy show, man. This whole beginning of the show on 3i Atlas, the synchronicities, of course, with Meg and Sunny putting out the Starseed collection here for the crystals. Do you want to do just generic advice here on go through some of these changes? Apparently, again, we're going through a rapid rate of change, and that's accelerating right now. Do you want to go that direction? Do you want to just ask the cards about anything else we need to know tonight that might tie this all in that we haven't thought about? Where do you want to go here to end the show, Janine?
Well, I'll start by saying what I do with my crystals.
Okay.
Really absorb the energy. I have a bath with them.
Oh, that's nice too.
I love tubs, and I'll put them in the tub. And I just decide as I'm making my ritual tub, what do I need in there? Do I need an eagle feather? Do I need a raven feather? Do I need what crystal? And I'll always have a crystal or two in there. And I just try to intuit which ones I need the energy of, so I absorb it through the tub. There's always salt in the tub as well. So let's ask, what do we need to know going forward? Because it really sounds like things are wild. We're in wild new territory. We're in like uncharted territory. So let's just see what the universe wants to say going forward. What does this community need to know?
All right. That's a good one. Somebody says, no wonder why I like JC Aries. Okay. Is that because they're Aries, or they just like Aries in general? I don't know. So somebody told me the other day, she says, oh, my husband's Aries, and he's stubborn, and he's he's just a go-getter, and he's a fighter, and blah blah. And I said yes, and he's also probably very, very extremely loyal and protective. And she says, yes, you're right, that comes with it too. I was like, yeah. Sorry, I have to bring that in. Okay, Janine, what do you have?
like all those words they were saying.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I want that
exactly.
from a friend or a lover. By the way, I got a Venus in Aries, which means Venus. And of course, the Meg, the expert over there, she'll know what that means. But what, as a female and a female who's of a feminine essence, your Venus is what you like, appreciate, or what you're attracted to. And it is in Aries. So I love your Ariesness, by the way. So I get what that person said. Oh, that's why I like them, because they probably have a Venus in Aries, or maybe a moon in Aries or something. They feel comfortable with your Ariesness, but not everybody does, right? Because Aries can be really assertive and if they're doing it properly, they're divine masculine. Even if they're females, they can be very assertive. And that can be really offensive in the world of wokeness. Right. We were taught not to like that. And people with really good boundaries and assertive energy, that's seen to be offending everybody, which, the world's gone to shit when that's everybody's problem is somebody who's really assertive and direct. I mean, that's the best thing in the world, to meet up with an assertive, direct person. Makes things simple. You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay. So we've got the kings. What's that?
Both of my grandfathers were Aries, and they're both like warriors.
Yeah, it's like we need warriors right now. Okay, so our advice here, we've got the King of Swords. So truth and integrity. Now he's more of a Libran type. So there's a diplomacy to him. He's not that assertive Aries type. He's actually, so the sword is slightly tilted. So he knows the truth, but he's open. That's why his sword isn't straight up and down like the Queen of Swords. She thinks she knows everything, but the king is open to interpretation and fair, and so wise that he's open to other people's opinions about things. And he's very diplomatic, like a Libran. Okay, but he also knows the truth and knows his own truth. And so there's a lot of wisdom there. And then here we've got, so knowing the truth, hearing the truth, being willing to hear the truth. And then this card tells me there's something coming we're going to need to stay open and willing to listen to, because it might be beyond even this audience's perception. So things are coming that we don't know and haven't gone down the rabbit hole of. So not to assume we know everything here. And to stay open to things coming and information coming that is truth, but it might not sound like anything we've perceived before. Okay, and it has something to do with our earth and maybe the origins of earth, Mother Earth, and what that means, where we come from, maybe how we got here, maybe something like that. Okay, and that Two of Swords is in the middle there. So we don't know it yet, but it's coming. And then it'll break illusions for people everywhere. It'll maybe even be the final breaking of people's illusions, this truth that's coming. I'm thinking by October or sometime in October, we should be getting really close to this being a thing like has already come to pass, where there's karmic and just, and timing wise, it's karmic and just, that we really let go of. Some things we think we know about, maybe our origins as humans. I feel like it, because some big truths are coming.
Wow. You've been pretty consistent on that here in the last month. Every time we look out to September and October. Thank you, Janine. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Sunny, and thank you, Meg, for all of your insights. And of course, the beautiful, crazy cool collections you're bringing up on the Scorpling Shop. Thank you for all your shows and the new upcoming shows also coming up. Thank you, Sunny, for bringing that idea and development here to the team. You guys are amazing. I also wanted to very quickly share with you guys the schedule for this weekend. Quite a few shows coming up here.
Lời cay độc, lão đã phát hỏa, lập tức xông đến trước mặt Lưu Cần, đúng luận với lão ta. Lão là người thành thật, nếu phải đấu võ mồm nào phải là đối thủ của Lưu Cần. Lại thêm đám người Thạch Ban Nghĩa tương trợ, khiến Tất Vân tức điên đến chết đi sống lại. Người thành thật đã phát hỏa mới lợi hại. Lưu Cần đang tiếp tục nói thì thấy Tất Vân trừng hai mắt, mặt đỏ bừng giống như cái màu gà trống, xông lên tát vào mồm Lưu Cần một cái rõ to. Lần này Lưu Cần cũng nổi giận. Hai đại thái giám diễu võ ngay trên kim điện. Phải nói là những ngoại quan này thực sự là kỳ thị hoạn quan. Tất Vân rõ ràng là suy nghĩ cho mọi người, nhưng văn võ bá quan không có một ai đồng tình với lão. Mắt thấy hai thái giám ngươi một quyền ta một cước đánh đến khí thế ngất trời. Những người này vươn cổ nhìn, chỉ cảm thấy hả hê, không một ai lên tiếng can ngăn. Hoài niệm thật, sự diện thế này rất ít khi gặp từ sau khi tiên đế ra đi. Nhớ ngày trước, Lý Đông Dương nắm cả kim qua mãn điện, đuổi giết Thọ Ninh rầm rộ, chân nhiệt huyết sôi trào biết nhường nào. Bây giờ Lý Đông Dương dần đã già, cũng trở thành quả cà phơi xương, héo úa cả rồi. Đám cẩm y vệ này rõ ràng là có trợ giúp. Hơn nữa, thể trạng của Tất Vân cũng không bị được với Lưu Cần. Lưu Cần cùng với thái tử tinh lực có thừa, leo mái lật ngói, đeo cây bắt chim tước. Tất Vân bị đánh cho mặt cũng bầm dập, lảo đảo lùi về phía sau mấy bước. Sau đó gã ngã lăn ra, va vào hương đình. Trong chốc lát, nắp hương đình đã bị rời vỡ. Lần này Lưu Cần bắt chẹt ngược lại, chỉ vào lão, giọng the thế hét lên: Tất Vân, ngươi thật to gan, dám phá hỏng hương đình, tội ác tày trời, không thể tha thứ. Người đâu, áp giải hắn xuống, chờ xử lý. Tất Vân cũng sợ đến mê muội, bị hai cẩm y vệ xông lên trực tiếp áp giải đi, nhưng đến một tiếng cũng không dám la lên. Trước sau trái phải có bảo tọa hoàng đế ngồi, có bày 4 thứ để trang hoàng: bảo tượng, lục đoan, thiên hạt, hương đình. Bảo tượng tượng trưng cho sự yên ổn của quốc gia và sự vững chắc của chính quyền. Lục đoan là động vật cát tường trong truyền thuyết. Thiên hạt tượng trưng cho sự trường thọ. Hương đình ngụ ý là giang sơn vững bền. Ngươi làm ngã hương đình tượng trưng cho giang sơn vững bền, còn làm rơi nát đó chẳng phải là đại nghịch bất đạo hay sao? Lúc cần mượn cớ dọn dẹp Tất Vân, sau đó thở dốc nói với quần thần ở dưới đất: Các vị đại nhân, không phải đâu cần ta cố ý làm khó dễ các vị. Ta cũng là phụng chỉ làm việc, không tìm ra người gửi thư, làm sao giao phó với hoàng thượng. Chẳng phải không ai đứng ra thừa nhận sao? Chuyện này chưa xong, không tìm ra người gửi thư thì đừng hòng có ai được đi. Lúc này, Cẩm Y Thiên Hậu Dương Ngào vội vàng đi vào điện, thấy Lưu Cần liền chắp tay nói: Công công, cửa cung sắp đóng lại rồi, những vị đại thần này không thể ở lại trong cung được, ngài thấy. Lưu Cần vừa nói xong, đao phó tra vào vỏ, cũng không thể thả người đi. Lão cắn răng một cái nói: Người gửi thư tuy chỉ có một, nhưng tìm không ra người đó thì ai cũng là nghi phạm. Áp giải toàn bộ vào đại lao hình bộ, lúc nào tra rõ thì lúc đó thả người. Trong cung đã xảy ra nhiều chuyện như vậy. Gia nhân của các vị đại thần đang đợi ở ngọ môn vẫn không hề biết tình hình. Đợi đến lúc quan võ bá quan bị áp giải ra ngọ môn, đi trên phố để đến nơi của cẩm y vệ, gia nhân của bọn họ mới biết đã xảy ra chuyện. Cẩm y vệ bắt người, ai dám ngăn cản? Thế là gia nhân của các vị quan viên lập tức chạy về phủ báo tin. Dọc đường tin tức bị lộ ra ngoài, toàn bộ thành Bắc Kinh đều chấn động. Chu lão gia tử nắm giữ Giang Sơn, làm cho kinh thành giống như lâm vào khủng bố trắng. Quan viên thường thượng triều vào buổi sáng, không biết buổi tối có thể về nhà hay không. Nhưng người gặp tai ương có nhiều đi chăng nữa thì một ngày cũng 1-2 người như vậy mà thôi. Giờ thì hay rồi, văn võ toàn triều bị đưa vào một cái nồi hấp. Ngày mai lâm triều trên Kim Điện chỉ còn lại lẻ loi một mình hoàng thượng. Thiên hạ này không phải sắp xong đời rồi sao? Khủng bố trắng, ý chỉ những cuộc khủng bố do các thế lực phản động dùng bạo lực gây nên. Sĩ động công thương toàn thành Bắc Kinh nghe tin lập tức hành động, một cuộc vận động toàn dân tự cứu rầm rộ đã bắt đầu. Trong dương phủ đang dỡ bỏ linh đường, khăn trắng quan tài, chữ cúng cuốn gọi hồn, đen trắng núi vàng núi bạc. Từng cái được gia nhân trong phủ vui vẻ dỡ bỏ đi một cách nhanh chóng. Những phiên tử phụ trách bảo hộ đã đưa tin lên núi. Hiện giờ trên núi chỉ có Phùng Đường trấn thủ. Đại đắng đầu Ngô Kiệt bận rộn 2 ngày nay, trước mắt không có mặt trên núi. Vũ Vĩnh lấy danh nghĩa là nhị thắng đầu, nhưng lại là người làm ăn mua bán, phiêu bạt khắp nơi. Căn bản không làm sao chờ trên núi được, chỉ sợ tin tức rừng nốc gặp nạn y còn không biết. Nhị đắng đầu lúc đầu là Bành Kế Tổ, Liên Đắc Lộc được Dương Lăng phái vào tướng gia quân, một lần nữa phát huy sở trường cũ, đã không còn thuộc về nội xưởng. Đám đắng đầu mới nhậm chức, nghe nói xưởng đốc chết đi sống lại, ai nấy đều vui mừng khôn xiết. Nhưng bọn họ không quen thân với Dương Lăng, chưa được triệu kiến, cũng không dám đến cửa quấy rầy ngay lúc này. Trong phòng khách ở hậu viện Dương phủ, 3 người đang dùng cơm. Bên cạnh đó một đám người vây quanh. Dương Lăng, chủ nhân của Dương gia đại viện, nằm giữa rừng những ánh nhìn chăm chăm, giống như sợ người chủ tốt này bỗng nhiên bay đi mất vậy. Trung Phùng sau cuộc tuyệt tử hồi sinh, nhất định là rất cảm động làm người phải không? Không hề. Gia nhân Dương phủ đứng ở cửa chờ đón tân nương. Lúc đầu bọn họ nhìn thấy Lạc Đại Pháp Sư ở ngoài cửa lớn đã phát ra tiếng thét dài, sau đó bỗng chốc run người, bắt bộ can thiên, tức là 8 bước đuổi về, là vun vút thẳng ra phía ngoài, xông qua lùm cây, đó một tiếng biến mất trong dòng sông. Ngay sau đó được ngài tiểu thư sắp vinh dự được trở thành quý phi nương nương đột ngột ngã từ trên ngựa xuống, xà vào lòng một người ăn mặc như binh sĩ. Ngay sau đó cao đại tiểu thư bày gà vào cửa Dương gia cũng nhào vào ôm lấy. Chuyện biến hóa này khiến bọn họ nhìn đến hoa cả mắt, lúc này mới được nghe tiếng thét chói tai của Đồng Nhất Tiên. Dương đại ca sống rồi. Khiến 6-7 gia nhân Dương phủ trên linh đường nghe đến đỏ mặt tía tai, nói năng không đầu không đuôi gì. Đến sau cùng, khi nghe rõ rằng lão gia còn sống, hơn nữa đã đến ngoài cửa phủ, Hà Đấu Nương không nói tiếng nào, nàng bỗng đứng dậy, sau đó lại ngã quỵ xuống. Chu Ngọc Tỷ Nhi và Tuyết Lý Mai hôm trước còn ôm nàng khóc lóc kể lể rằng muốn sống thì cùng sống, muốn chết thì cùng chết. Lời thề còn bên tai, giờ lại rất là không nghĩa khí bỏ lại nàng, chạy ùa ra cửa lớn. 2 vị cô nương xinh đẹp kéo tà áo vừa chạy ra sân, thì ở phía sau vù một tiếng, bóng dáng cũng không thấy đâu, lại có một người chạy ào ra. Gia nhân hầu ở cửa lớn đã nhìn thấy rõ, lập tức thầm tán thưởng trong lòng. Bát bộ can thiên này của đại chủ lão gia của mình có khi còn hơn cả đại pháp sư Quỷ Lạc nhiều. Đến lúc Hà Đấu Nương cảm thấy nhân trung hơi đau, yếu ớt tỉnh lại, thì phát hiện mình đã nằm trong lòng của một nam nhân. Trước mắt là một khuôn mặt thân thiết quen thuộc, còn có đôi mắt chứa đầy thâm tình kia. Đó là tướng công, đó là tướng công của ta. Cuối cùng ông trời đất trả lại nàng cho ta rồi. Hà Đấu Nương ôm cổ Dương Lăng, còn chưa kịp hòa lên khóc to, Dương Lăng đã mỉm cười nói: Ông nương, ta nói bụng rồi, chúng ta đi ăn cơm trước đi. Sau khi ta có sức, lại tính sổ với nàng. Trả đạp bản thân như thế, nhất định không chạy thoát khỏi gia pháp đâu. Vâng. Trên dưới cả phủ đều cung kính. Giờ đã là uy quốc công phu nhân, nhất phẩm cáo mệnh phu nhân có phong phạm. Nhưng Hà Đấu Nương bỗng chốc biến thành một cô gái nhỏ, ngoan hiền nhu mì, trả lời giống như một con mèo con. Sau đó nàng được Dương Lăng ôm xốc lên, trực tiếp ôm vào phòng khách hậu viện. Quý vị và các bạn thân mến, chúng ta vừa theo dõi hết tập 144 của Người Người Thầy Minh. Hẹn gặp lại quý vị và các bạn trong tập 145. Chào mừng quý vị và các bạn đã quay trở lại với Kia Thực Hiệp Hệ Thống. Trong buổi tối ngày hôm nay, chúng ta sẽ cùng theo dõi tập 145 chuyện xuyên không ngược về thời Minh.